Now if you're using an X-Acto blade, some of them, like the red ones, come in these containers. Be very careful that when you're carrying this around, if you do not hold this end up, it goes like this, it falls out on the floor. I did this earlier today. Learn from me. So it might look like this, it might have a cover, it might not. Being very safe with it. I don't want to cut like this. When you're holding one, kind of think like if you're choking up on a pencil, like when you have your fingers right near the edge. You also want to know what you're cutting. I don't want to just go all over the place and just go for it. So I am going to take my pencil. If I want a straight line, I can cut right here, like this. I can also cut shapes, so I like drawing my shapes out. So now that we have this, it's a good idea to make sure you have this cutting mat underneath, because we do not want to cut up the table. It'll mess up and so no one can draw on it. It's awful. So holding my pencil, my X-Acto blade, not like this. I've seen some people do this. I have no idea why. Or like this. But noticing that one side has a very sharp edge and one is more dull. With the sharp edge down, holding your paper, making sure nothing is moving, you're going to follow that line. Notice I'm going slowly. I'm not speeding all the way through this. I'm taking my time. You have this cutting mat underneath. You'll see a few marks on here, which is okay. It's a self-healing mat. Now I can use this for my project. I can have it so it's cut off. But now, the more interesting shapes are ones that are from the inside. This is very helpful because scissors might be able to get this, but scissors will just mess up this. So we're cutting, following our lines, taking our time. You might need to turn the mat board or turn the paper. I like turning both so I don't have to move my blade. I'm taking my time, really looking at it. I'm pressing. I don't have to press really hard, but just enough where you get through the paper. You'll be able to tell. And I think this is my last little part, right here. And there you go. You can cut a lot of intricate shapes on here. If you Google search some paper cutting, you will find some amazing resources. Now, doing box cutters. Box cutters are great for several materials, especially if you're working with cardboard. With box cutters, if you're working with this one, it pretty much has like a set, length it goes, but with these, you don't want to cut like this. You're going to end up hurting yourself. You don't want to cut like this either. Against the table or against the cutting mat, pulling this almost as small as you can go, and I'm scoring it first. So I've pressed there. Notice I've not gone all the way through. I've just scored it. So I'm going to go again. In that same spot, kind of rest in there. I'm going to do 3 times for good measure. Let's see. Oh, almost all the way through, not quite. Notice I'm not doing this. Try cutting again. And let's see, I think that went all the way through. I'll do it again just in case, and it'll just pop right off. That's how you use a box cutter safely and an X-Acto blade safely.